There comes a time in a man's life when he realizes the truth of the matter. And the fact is, it's up to him whether he accepts that he was wrong or he blindly goes forward thinking he was right. Either way, I have made a decision in life to fix all toilet paper rolls so that they are underhanded instead of overhanded, which is the correct way to do things. Welcome, friends, Lost Scarf here, and it's time to talk about things. So, things of the channel, things with life, theater, Kentucky Derby, theater, and then topic. And it's going to be a good topic, I think, so stick around. So first up is, of course, the channel. So, bunch of one-shots coming up, bunch of collabs coming up. We're playing Quake today with the collab, so it's Saturday, and it's Quake closed beta. And I've never played Quake before in my life. I've seen Quake, I've never played it before. So I'm noobing in hard. So we'll see how that goes for sure. Should be fun. Should be fun. Other games they want to play, they're going to want to play Deck Splash. They're going to want to play Gene Shift. They're going to want to play... if we can play I think it's Raiders of a Broken Planet. If we can play that, that'd be great. That's like Evolve. Like a new version of Evolve. I would like to play that for sure, but we need 5 people for it. I don't know if we have 5. Nothing about Forts on the docket, so I don't know about that. Collab with them on Forts is really fun. We're going to maybe do a little bit of solo on Forts as well. I've already done one, just so it was like, hey, let's learn together, guys. Let's learn together. Like, that's the idea there. And I'm getting some good advice, so that helps out. And the reason for that is because we kind of want to do a Forts tournament. If we can get 8 together, if we can get 8 people together, we'll do a Forts tournament. That'd be really cool. I don't want to lose in the first round. I want to lose in the second round, not the first one, so I actually want to learn a little bit so I get better at the game for that one. But it's fun being incompetent because it makes so many people rage in Forts. I love going to the comment sections of Fraz's videos and just seeing how salty everyone is. And I just enjoy the mountain of salt. I'm like, wow, I'm sorry I'm not an architect, guys. I'm sorry I'm not perfect, guys. But you know what? We won. We always win. We haven't lost a single multiplayer match. I cannot believe it. We haven't lost a single match, me, Fraz, and Killer. And if we have checkpoint, we're doing like 4-man. We haven't lost a single match. People complain about our gameplay so much. We haven't lost a single freaking match. It is amazing. Oh my god, I love how we keep getting called noobs. But we keep winning. We keep winning. So it's amazing. One Shot's looking forward. Hearthlands, I'm working on researching that game. It's a city builder. Regalia is a game I'm working on. Researching it, comes out in a couple days. Want to try to get release date on that one. Tokyo 42, I have a copy of that. I think, actually, is that? That's not on embargo. I don't think it is. That's later on in the month, so I have a game. I have that. I have Steamhammer, so I gotta look at that. Think Rust, but with steampunk, so that's pretty cool. Or Ark with steampunk, so that's pretty cool right there. And a couple other games that are under embargo, so we can't talk about those. So there's a lot of games coming up as far as variety goes. Nier Automata, still going forward with that. Zelda LP is nearly done. I want to do Stay DPRK as an LP. We'll see if Jinx wants to do that or not. This is a game that just came out. It's from the Tank Girl people. I streamed it last night. 3 hours of that. Killed my throat near the end of it. We did, of course, the karaoke stream the night before. 4 hours of that. 38 songs for 4 hours. My throat was shut. And, of course, we're doing Darkest Dungeon tonight. We're doing Hearthstone tomorrow night, as far as streams go. And I need to do more Stay DPRK because I want to record that entire thing and see if Jinx wants to LP that or not. I think it'd be funny. It's a funny game. The writing is interesting in Tank Girls, and it's interesting in Stay DPRK. It's a very interesting game. I'm having fun with it. It's pretty funny. It's, of course, a little racist, but of course it is. But it's a pretty fun game. Pretty fun. Is that everything with the channel? I think that is... Oh, we pre-ordered Vanquish. Well, Jinx pre-ordered Vanquish, so that'll probably be a future LP if it's as crazy as I think it'll be. So that should be fun. Other games down the horizon, just trying to get a hold of a lot of games and just do videos on a lot of games, because we've always been variety besides LP and all that other stuff. So that's what's going to happen going forward. Maybe HOTS streams coming up in the future, because I like HOTS. Like, I've been playing way too much HOTS lately. And maybe HOTS videos? I don't know. I really don't. Like, I enjoy HOTS. I just don't... We have so many things going on. We have the collabs going on. We have one-shots going on. We have LPs going on. There's so many things going on. We already flooded the channel, so... I don't know. Maybe there'll be some somewhere, but we make so much content. I don't know. I really don't know at the end of the day. I'm not sure. Now, next thing to talk about, personal life. Okay, so job interview either on the 22nd, 23rd, or 24th. I need to memorize Hamlet by the 23rd for a final. So, that's going to be great. I need to know all those things. So, a midterm, a final, and a job interview. And obviously, I want that job interview to work out very well. So, I have two things to prepare for. I don't want to fail my acting class, though, so I got to do Hamlet really well, too. So, and I have 10 days to prepare. Ooh, I have 10 days. I got to get on that. But hey, job. If we get the job, ooh, it's it's very validating to have a job if you haven't had a job in a long time. It really is. Like, a lot of you guys are teenagers and kids, you don't care about having a job, but when you're an adult, a job is very validating. It really helps out. It's good for the ego and the psyche. So, kind of important to get this thing. Enough of that. Kentucky Derby. If I didn't tell the story before, I'm telling it now. So, Kentucky Derby. I do a lot of research and all this stuff. So here's how the bets work, because I didn't explain it very well last time. $1 bets, and you do all these different things. So exacta box with 5 horses, $20, and that's just you need the first and second place horses. Trifecta box, $62, $64 with 5 horses, and you just need the first, second, and third in whatever order of the 5 horses you chose. Superfecta is like 90 something. That would be the first 4 horses. And then you can do win, place, and show bets. And so here's what I did. I bet the 5, the 10, the 11, the 14, and the 15. These are the ones I picked. Those are the horses I picked. And I did the exacta, and I did the trifecta. And then I did show bets. So I did show bet on the Battle of Midway, which is the number 11, and on the number 10, I think it was, or number 14, which I think was McCracken, or 15 was McCracken. The number 11 horse is the Battle of Midway. Now, I chose this horse because, of course, my friend, the ship girl, she's into ships. Battle of Midway is this big battle with all these ships, so I chose that horse. That horse comes in third. First place was number 5, so I got the first and the third horse. Problem, the number 1 horse gets second, but number 14 gets fourth. So I get 3 of the top 4 horses. Problem is, the number 1 horse got second place, which means none of these bets win except for the Battle of Midway. I put $10 on the Battle of Midway. That actually won $100. That actually evened out all the bets. That evened out everything. So in the end, I gained $4 from the Kentucky Derby. I didn't lose anything. But if I had the number 1 horse, or if the number 1 horse didn't come in, or if the number 11 came in second, we would have a couple $100 right now, or thousands. If I chose the 1 horse, we would have $8,000 right now. If the 1 horse didn't come in and say it came in fourth, we would have about maybe $7,000 or $6,000 right now, because of the way odds work. It's just that 1 horse. Now, the funny thing about that 1 horse is it's on the rail. It's going to get squished. No one has any faith in the 1 horse ever in Kentucky Derby. All the experts said, don't pick the 1 horse. Everyone said the 1 horse wasn't going to do anything because he's stuck on the rail. He's got 19 other horses just going to push him out of the way. He ain't going to do a damn thing. And he got second place and ruined everyone's day. Holy crap. So that's the Kentucky Derby story is. I do this often. I usually get 2 or 3 of the top 4 horses. And sometimes I make money because I get first and second. But I've gotten the trifecta once, and I've never gotten the super. And the super was worth tens of thousands of dollars. Oh my god, I always get close, but just didn't get it right this time. It's, just so close. So close. Now, theater. So, a little bit of history on theater. Ow. Every theater starts with religion. The Greeks did theater to praise the gods. The Romans did theater to praise the gods. When Middle Ages happened, theater got taken away because it was considered pagan by Christianity, and then Christianity brought it back to do mystery plays and things about God and everything. So they brought it back. Then later on, you've got plays in Spain, you got plays in Italy, in France, and of course in England, and it all comes from the origin of religion. But Italy did a lot of comedy stuff. And I think I already told all this stuff, and then France, of course, did all these things. But when it came to the East, so Indian theater comes from worship as well, worship of Hinduism. It started as just doing lessons in Hinduism. For China, it was about Confucianism, not Shintoism, Confucianism, Taoism, Buddhism. So it started with that. In Japan, it was Buddhism, Taoism, not Taoism, Buddhism, Shinto, and Buddhism. They were doing stuff with that with No, and then they did Benraku, which is puppet theater, which is very interesting, and then Kabuki. Now Kabuki is the fun one to talk about. Kabuki was just this chick dancing in like a riverbed. She just, when it was dry, when it was empty, she just danced there to entertain people, and that's where it starts. Kabuki started with a woman. And eventually it became this thing where it's just one act plays, and it became a bunch of women plays, and then men got included. And it eventually became kind of like a burlesque play, but in Japan. And so you'd see this in bars and stuff, or the Japanese version of bars. And eventually, because Japan became kind of prudish, the thing that happened was the women doing kabuki kind of showed themselves off and were kind of selling themselves off for men, because they're basically being prostitutes as well on the side. And so they took women out and then they made it young boys doing kabuki instead. But young boys did the same thing. They were also prostituting themselves. So they took out young boys and made it only men could do kabuki. That's what they did. So when a man had to play a female, he had to do a bunch of makeup and everything. So kabuki goes from women only to young boys to just only men because of how prudish Japan was when it came to its government and everything. That is very curious and interesting, and I think kabuki's back to anyone can do it now because we're in modern ages. But that's how it was, and that's a funny bit of history there. So the topic. So we're going to go a little bit of a journey on this topic a little bit, so hopefully I form my thoughts correctly on this. So I came to this realization a couple days ago, and that is, fear is way too strong, it's way too powerful, and it really holds a lot of people down. It holds a lot of people down. It holds masses down. And is very strong. But there's a point when fear is just useless and is just, you gotta stop dealing with it. You gotta stop letting fear be the strongest thing controlling you. And people in depression have that a lot. People in high stake situations have that a lot as well, where you don't want to fail, where you don't want to mess up, where you don't want to lose your job, you don't want to lose this, you don't want to lose that. You don't want everything you've worked on to come to pieces. But the truth of the matter is, everything comes to pieces at some point anyway, because, well, everything ends, right? And so came the realization of, I hate being in fear. I hate it so very much. And usually when I get depressed through fear, I kind of rage through it now these days because I hate it so much. Being scared. I hate being scared now. It's not a bad thing to be scared of things. Of course not. It gives you caution. It makes you be a little bit smarter about a situation, but it can also make you dumb as all rocks because you're just so scared you don't do anything. You get paralyzed by fear. And that's not good for anybody. Not good at all. And so the through line of all this is that I want to talk about is fear itself and what it does to us. And just, we can be better about it. Random example in life, let's go with neuroscience. When I was a neuroscientist, when I was in that job, when my boss was just such a horrible human being towards me, I stayed there out of fear because this was my chance. I was finally in neuroscience. I was finally at the thing I wanted to do, and I did not want to get fired. I did not want to lose my job. But they chewed me up and spit me out, as some of you know. They abused the shit out of me. They made me do so many things. And in the end, when they were done with me, they let me go. And on my last 2 weeks, I could have been just a really shitty person and just done a bad job. But instead, because this is my last 2 weeks, they already laid me off, didn't matter what happened next. I just showed them that I'm the best damn employee they had. I showed them I am the best researcher they had there. And I was just on point, I was solid, I was amazing. And they were all impressed. And then the job was over. And then some of you know what happens after that. But this was a thing because there was no consequence. We hear things like, live each day like it's your last. And the idea behind that is, because there's no consequence. It's your last day, so you can do whatever you want on your last day. I think of the Simpsons version of it, where Homer starts crying because it's his last day. He's like, oh my god. Like, the sayings are always very simple. They're very oversimplified, of course. And so it's treat every day like it's your last day, so that you have no consequences, so then you go and do all these things, whatever. But that's a very selfish thing, because then you're doing things for yourself, but then there's the consequences of other people being affected by what you do. Still, with this job, I had no consequence, because it was done. So I showed them just how good I could be. I did things my way, and I did them very well. Instead of being scared of being fired, since that's not going to happen anymore, I did things and I did them amazingly. And I impressed a lot of people. Another version of this is, of course, Fire Emblem Awakening. There were no consequences. Fire Emblem Awakening was going to be the last Fire Emblem. That was it. There was going to be no more after this one. So what did they do? They went ahead and put in all the ideas they've always wanted into Fire Emblem. They put everything they did, like, I really want to do this. I really want to see this. I want all these things. They put them in Fire Emblem. They put them in there. And it made it an incredible game. So good that Fire Emblem now has too many goddamn games coming up. Holy crap. Warriors coming up. Heroes is here. Guidance coming up. There's one more game I can't remember right now. So, geez, Fire Emblem is on the map now. And that's because they put everything into it. They didn't hold back. They put everything into it. There was no plans for a sequel or anything. They put everything in. There was no fear of consequence. This is it. Put it all in there. Make things happen. I don't know about other countries, but I feel like America is run by fear a little too much. And it's not just, oh, fear of a dictator or any of that crap. No. Fear of a lot of things. It is fear of failure. Fear of making mistakes. These can all be one thing. Fear of failure, fear of making mistakes, fear of rejection, fear of embarrassment, just fear. And I see this on Twitter all the time, where people will say some stupid shit, get proven wrong, and they double down on it. And eventually, hey, if you double down enough, people will believe you. But does that help anybody? Does it help anyone that you double down on lies and on falsehoods? No, it doesn't. Because without truth, we can't grow forward. This is science. If you just keep going down the road of believing whatever you want to believe in science, then we don't grow as human beings. We don't grow in technology. We don't become greater than we could be. Just think about that. Let's just go with the double down. Let's say, okay, you know what? Let's do it. We're getting controversial. Vaccines. If we double down and said that vaccines, if they were adamant enough about vaccines being that it led to autism and was horrible for people, and more people went anti-vaxxer, you know how many kids would be fucked? Lots. Vaccines have saved the world more times than once. Not going vaccine would kill the world more times than once. It's a huge thing. And this is the annoying thing about it was the whole anti-vaccine paper that was made on lies. Was not a real paper. It was made wrong. It was made wrong on purpose because they wanted to make this thing. They wanted attention, and it got the attention. And now this lie has become so much truth to some people that it is not helping anybody, and it is hurting kids. Anti-vaccination is abuse to children, in my opinion, because they don't have a choice in the matter. It's up to the parents, and their parents are hurting them, whether they realize it or not. And that is a terrible truth. There's a terrible truth in this world when it comes to science that this has happened. It's very unfortunate. That is the danger of a fear there. That is a danger of the fear of conspiracy on that one. That, oh, there's something in the water. There's something in this vaccination thing. There's got to be a conspiracy. And it screws over the children. But digressing from that to a different type of fear, because that wasn't the main one I want to talk about. I just wanted to use that because, well, I know science. The fear of rejection, the fear of defeat, the fear of failure is paralyzing. And it can make people very ignorant and not very, well, good in any way. Look, there's that girl you like. Or that boy you like. You like somebody. We all like somebody. We all got a crush on somebody. And we want that crush to be something greater. That's what we want. But we're too scared to say something about it, aren't we? We're always too scared. But the truth of the matter is, if you don't make a damn move, you're never going to make a damn move. And nothing's going to come of it. And the thing is, we're all scared of rejection. We're all scared of finding out they don't like us that way. And maybe they don't, and maybe they do. Sometimes that does happen for some of us. For me, it's never worked out. It's always been they don't like me that way, which is unfortunate. It sucks. But you know what? It doesn't mean stop trying. It never means stop trying. It really doesn't. It means keep trying. How many billions of people are on this planet right now? How many millions are around you right now? Maybe even, if you're in a small town, thousands, hundreds. But how big is the world? If you're an online person, the world is vast. The number of people you can meet is vast. The number of potential the ones is vast. Don't be afraid. You might screw up this friendship or crush or whatever the hell it is. But there's always another chance. Because if you don't take a shot, you don't get anything out of it, do you? There's no chance on it. Like, if they don't know how you feel, they're never going to know how you feel. Even if it's obvious. Sometimes it can be very obvious and they don't see it coming. They really don't. You got to be a little smooth about it, obviously, if you take the shot. But if you don't take the shot, well, what? Nothing. Nothing happens. It's the same thing for anything. We know that. If I didn't take the shot on this channel, if I didn't do the channel at all, if I didn't do this, if I was too scared, too shy, which I very much am, very shy, we wouldn't have this channel. We wouldn't have these amazing videos. We'd have all these friends we have made over this time. You gotta do things to make things happen. And you gotta deal with failures and all that stuff. Look at me with Smite and everything. We left Smite because I couldn't deal with it anymore. And we're in a low point right now. We're at a low point. We're not getting as much viewership as we used to. Does that hurt? Yes. Do I accept that? Yes. I'm going to keep pushing through this. And we're going to climb right back up. We're going to become greater than we've ever been. And maybe we still fail. Maybe we never become greater than we did with Smite. Holy crap if that happens. But you know what? This is fulfilling. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this ride with you guys and gals. This is so very fun. At the end of the day, it is, regardless of what happens, it's already accomplished so much. You know how many suicides we prevented, guys? 6. We've prevented 6 suicides. 1 alone is enough to justify anything we ever do with this channel. Oh, I hyperbole that. It justifies just all the effort we put into it. We're not going to become like some sort of stupid thing, but I just realized hyperbole can mean a lot of things. But, again, from that digression, if you're too afraid to do things, you're not going to accomplish anything. That's what I'm trying to say at the end of the day. There are consequences, of course. You got to think about those consequences. You got to think, can I deal with those consequences? And sometimes you can't deal with them, but you still got to take the shot. You still need to try because you're not going to go anywhere if you don't try, guys and gals. Sometimes in life, though, there are times when you just can't do anything. Those are times when you bide your time, consider your options going forward, and then when you get the chance, you do them. That's part of life as well. There are times when you can only sit on your hands. That's what's happening with me in work. All I can do is wait for the opportunities to happen. I can create some myself in some ways. I created this opportunity of getting this job by going to school. That's how I created the opportunity. Now it's here. Now I need to seize it. Now I need to take it. I need to rule this thing and get this job. And I know nerves are going to kick in and fear of failure is going to kick in. And it's up to me to fight through that and give them the best interview I can, to prepare for it, to do whatever it takes to succeed. And that's what's important, is doing what you need to do. But of course, that's something I realize now I need to say is, don't just do it though. Prepare a little bit. If we're talking about like hitting on that crush or whatever, be a little smooth, plan it out a little bit, get some ideas on how you can do it right, how you can do that, how you can verb the adjective noun. It's not just that, crushes, of course. There's always, taking a chance on some big idea, writing some play, or writing a book, or making music, doing a band thing. Oh, God. Taking chances is important. Accepting failure is important. Learning from failure is important. This is also very important. This is the thing in science. This is the thing in anything in life. You don't learn until you screw it up. You know that. You do something that works, you'll keep doing it. Even if it's not a very good thing, you'll do it again and again and again and again until you get slapped down by it finally catching up with you. And then you learn a way to do it better. That is life. That happens all the time. And so, don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of rejection. There is always going to be an opportunity as long as you keep trying. As long as you believe you can keep going. That is what I know. So at the end of the day, fear is a useful thing for caution. But over fear, too much fear is the mind killer, all that stuff. Keep pushing forward. Never stop. And be okay if you mess up. Look, if you go for that crush and it doesn't work out, well, think about what you could have, maybe you weren't a little too strong. Maybe you weren't strong enough. Maybe this, maybe that. Don't get bogged down too much in maybes, but think about, well, what did you do wrong here? And sometimes maybe you did things right. It just wasn't in the cards. It just wasn't someone who was into you. That is a thing that happens sometimes. But I think At the end of the day, you can't let fear paralyze you. I've let fear paralyze me too many times in my life. And you know what? At this point, I'm freaking done. I'm done doing that. I will take all the chances I need to take to do what I want to get done. That's what I know. And I'm going to prepare the best I can for this job interview. I'm going to prepare the best I can for Hamlet. I'm going to prepare the best I can for whatever ideas I have for this channel. I will become greater. And I will stumble. And I will become even greater from that. And you can do that too. We can all become something far beyond what we are now by taking the chances, by learning from our failures, by making successes and building on those successes. We can all become great. That's what I believe, and I believe in you. You know that. I believe in all of us. So there you go. That right there is the vlog and the topic right there. Yeah. So I had fun talking. Hope you had fun watching and listening. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.